Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Man, I'm excited about this week. We got a lot of opportunity going on for this week. Last week was a little bit slow. Didn't really catch any opportunities last week. And so when you have those slow weeks, you definitely want to be patient and not kind of force your will upon the market and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, this is a brand new week and we got a lot of news. So I'm definitely excited about this week, y'all. And we're gonna get rocking and rolling in about 3 more minutes. But man, chime in, let me know who all in. Also how y'all do last week, what pairs y'all planning on trading this week, stuff like that. If there's any pairs that y'all like to see marked up, put them in the chat and we'll definitely get to those. But like I said, man, we got a lot of opportunity this week in the market. Let's see. Any pairs you like to see marked up, please add them to the chat. Yeah, y'all chime into the chat. Let me know who all in. And like I said, we're gonna get started in a couple more minutes. We're gonna wait for a few more people to chime in. But yeah, I'm excited about today, man. Like, we got a lot of opportunity, and I can see some pairs how they're setting up for this upcoming week. So like I said, last week was really slow. I didn't take any trades last week. And so I was just extremely patient because, you know, in times like that where the market is kind of slow, it's not really giving any clean structure, I don't really just hop in the market like that. I'll just rather back test. I'll be patient and I'll just back test and just work on my strategy and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I did last week. So like I said, we got a lot of opportunity, and yeah, we're gonna try to capitalize on this week. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day, Lord. I want to thank you for life, health, and strength, Lord. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to be a blessing and a resource to others, Lord. I pray that this particular channel will continue to provide value, will continue to be a resource for those, and possibly, if not just one person, that can help someone become financially free, Lord. I pray that everybody who engages in the Forex market this week, that they'll be patient, they'll wait for their confirmations, they'll adhere to their trading plan, and hopefully this week they'll be more profitable than they were last week. Lord, we ask these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Ish, my man, what's up? I see you in the chat. What's going on, man? Always glad to see you in the chat. All right, y'all. Hey, we gonna go ahead and jump into it, man. We are not gonna waste time. We gonna jump into this thing, and I'm gonna show y'all what we got going on. So today on Sunday, we got G2O meeting. I don't really know what that is, but for me, like I said, I don't really do any trading on Sunday or Monday. I kind of let the market kind of settles itself from the weekend, from last week, because usually what the market does at the end and the beginning of the week, they'll kind of produce daily wicks for that particular beginning and ending of the week and things like that. So what I like to do is be patient and kind of let the market kind of settles into itself. Okay. And as we can see, tomorrow we got the Chinese yuan is showing news about new loans and things like that. AUD has NAB business confidence. But then we start getting into it when Thursday start to roll around. Around our London session, we got news on GBP. And we also got some Euro news right around 4 a.m. Then going into Wednesday, we got gross domestic product. We got GDP on the British pound, and then 7:30 is when our core CPI kicks off. Okay, CPI is huge for USD, so that's the consumer price index. So that's going to shoot off on Wednesday about 7:30 Central. So be mindful of that. We also have AUD news that night. We have unemployment change on AUD during our Asian session. So let's be mindful of that, because we're definitely going to see some movement with that as well. Going into Thursday, we have Euro. We have monetary policy on Euro. So around 7:15 Central Time, we're going to definitely see some movement on the Euro. And then 7:30, we got core PPI on USD. So for those that are trading Euro USD, Thursday is going to be a huge day for that. Okay, then we also have Euro news, followed by this again. We got the ECB press conference. So all of that morning, pretty much, from the New York Open and things like that, is going to be huge news for the Euro and USD on Thursday. So just be mindful of that. And we have the Chinese yuan that night set at 9 p.m. And then closing us off with Friday, we got Empire State Manufacturing Index with USD. We also have news for USD at 9 a.m. as well. So, and we have inflation expectations. So we should see a lot of movement in the market this week, a lot of opportunities to capitalize on. Just be mindful where you are and when you are in the market. Excuse me. That way you guys can be mindful of your trades that you're in and not let the news kind of go against you. All right. Also, if you guys, like I said, if you guys have any pairs you want to see marked up, add them in the chat and I'll definitely get to those. But we're going to go ahead and start off with EU, you guys. All right. We're going to start off with EU and we're going to get this thing moving. All right. So let's check it out. So with EU, as we can see, we're bullish on EU. Okay. Higher high, higher low, higher high. And we can see currently right now, EU has tapped into this demand, this daily demand here. Okay. So if price kind of breaks this area here, then of course we'll be looking at a change of character. We'll be looking at price possibly continuing to the downside. But however, right now we're still bullish. All right. So if we drop to the 4-hour, let's go ahead and look at our 4-hour structure. We want to look at our highest point and we want to look at our lowest point. That way we can see exactly what the structure is with our 4-hour, because that's the structure that we really kind of base our higher time frame on. All right. So we got this high up here. This is our swing high here on the 4-hour. And then currently right now where price kind of stopped at, this is our low here. I mean, it could possibly go a little lower, but right now that's where the market stopped at last week. So we'll kind of look at this structure here. Additionally, if we're looking at our 4 latest points as far as our 4-hour structure, we'll be looking at here, 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 and here. Okay. So currently right now, as far as the market is showing us, this is our 4-hour structure. All right. So right now we're playing in between this leg of structure here. Okay. So now let's drop it to the 15-minute and actually see what's going on. So currently right now on the 15-minute, we can see, let's check this out here. So it looks like right now we have higher high, higher low, higher high. I'm sorry, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And look like we got a break of structure that actually took out this high here. Okay. So right now we'll mark this up as our break of structure point on the 15-minute time frame, which price possibly will turn around from this point. Okay. And let's look at this. Let's make sure that this is our actual break of structure. So if we're looking at structure from our 15-minute perspective, if we put this here, let's make sure that that is a, yeah, we got body closures. Hold on, let's make sure. It's small, but we definitely have body closures that broke this area. So being that that actually broke, this came up here, broke down this in this area. This was our confirmed high that got broken. So we see price closed above this area and it's coming back for a retest. Okay, one of the things that we can see down here, I'll make this a little bigger, we had a small demand zone down here on the 15 minute, right here. Okay, we can see price came down, tapped into this area, broke up, and it never broke this area again. We do see that we closed with a nice bearish candle here, but this looked like a demand level that actually shot price up to actually break this structure. Okay, so this should be our strong structure down in this area here. Let's drop to the 5 minute or the 1 minute to see if we have anything lower that may be of some confluence. So we have this area here, but it looks like it's been tapped into multiple times. If we drop to the 1 minute, let's see. So on the 1 minute time frame, we do have a demand zone down here that could possibly be an impact when the market opens. Price could possibly come down here, but then again, it might not. Okay, so we just want to be patient and see exactly what it's going to do. Let's look at our current structure though. Let's drop to the 5 minute. So on the 5 minute time frame, we still have bearish structure. As we can see, we're lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So before we make any type of moves, I would like to see this area broken first. This 5 minute area here to give us the break of structure to go to the upside. All right. Yes, that's what I would like to see first. Okay, I would like to see price come a little bit lower. If it can actually get a little lower than this area here, maybe tap into this demand zone one more time, that'll be ideal. That way it'll give us a 5 minute area up in this area here. And then for risk to reward, let's just look at it for a second. Let's just say if we took a buy in this area here, stop loss under here, that'll be about 30 pips. We came up here. It's not a good risk to reward, but let's just say if we targeted something like this, because everything we do is 1 to 3. So if we targeted something like that, I really don't like that. I like it to be a little bit, you know, I like my stop losses to be a little bit less than 30. So if it broke down and gave us a nice area, and this can be our strong support down here as far as our low, then that'll be a little bit more ideal for me. But like I said, we'll be patient. We're not trying to rush into it. And so let's actually wait on this break of structure here from the 5 minute. We'll set an alert here. EU 5 minute BOS. And we'll make sure this goes into our Discord. Here we go. Okay, so once we get that 5 minute break of structure, we can kind of come back and kind of evaluate structure just to see exactly what it's doing. Okay, but right now, I want to really be patient with this, just to make sure that price is doing exactly what it's gonna do, and that price is gonna turn around. Because like I said, right now we're resting in this daily demand, which is ideal for price to turn around. So this confirmation is definitely ideal. And I want to see price kind of continue to the upside, because ultimately, if we can get that break and price start to go up, we have a lot of room. So if we look at pips from here to here, there's about 545 pips that we're looking at. So if we get that break, and if you are a swing trader and your psychology can't handle it, targeting this week high on the daily, that's about 545 pips. Okay, so we have a lot of room for EU to go up, and so I'm looking for I want to see what price is going to do. Okay, but another thing too that we can get extra confluences from is from the other USD pairs. If those pairs look like they're going up as well, that USD is strong for those pairs as well. That can be an extra confluence. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and look at USDCAD. And for those who just joined, like I was saying, if you have any pairs that you'd like to see marked up, please put them in the chat and I'll go ahead and get to them. All right, so looking at USDCAD, you guys, one of the things that we can see with this pair, let's see, initially we were bearish, okay? But we never really came back to give that retest that I was looking for. And so I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So from a bearish perspective, a structure perspective, we were lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Break of structure in this area, broke here. But we never really got price to come back and retest into this area, you know, because we still have this daily demand here that needs to be mitigated. So price never really came back to this area. Okay. So right now we're looking at structure from a daily here and here. Okay. It's a little tricky as well because we got this massive, huge candle that still kind of actually played within this, but this is the only pullbacks, so to speak, that we have. So let's look over to the left to see what price possibly can bounce off of. So one of the things that I do see is that we have a supply level here with a imbalance in this area as well. Okay, so none of this has been mitigated yet. There, and we have this supply, this daily supply. So I want to look for price to possibly tap into this area here before it kind of gives this descent, because we can see that it's broken, you know, 1 and 2, you know, short-term highs in this area here. You know, this break of structure has led to, this demand zone has led to the break, actually 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we want to see price actually come back down, kind of tap into this, and then possibly continue to the upside. Okay, so that's one of the things I want to look for. But first, to start off, I want to see if price would actually get all the way up to this daily level here. Okay, before it actually continues to the downside. So let's drop to the 4-hour and see what structure we have. Okay, so on the 4-hour time frame, we have this high here and this low. We're going to start there, all right, just to make it easy. This is our week, and then we have strong structure here, because if this gets broken, then we got a break of structure on our 4-hour. Okay, this is strong down here. So right now we're playing within this leg of structure here. All right, so now let's go ahead and drop it to the 15-minute and see what we got going on. So from a 15-minute perspective, we can see that we've had a break of structure on the 15-minute, because if we kind of break this down and we look at it, let's just say this was our 15-minute high here. Okay, let's say this was our 15-minute high. Then we had a low in, let's see, high, low. Okay, we had a low here. We had a high here. Let's look at that. And we had a low here, all the way down here. Nope, this area here. These are just wicks that broke this. So we're looking at this structure here. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, currently right now we got a break of structure on the 15 right here. All right, and so when we're looking at this, we have a huge imbalance in this area here, unhealthy price action that price can actually come back and tap into, right into this area right here. All right. We also have a supply level here. And I'm just gonna mark up this entire area here just to make it easy. This is our 15-minute, but I can also see that we have another area right here that hasn't been mitigated with an imbalance as well. Okay. So we want to be mindful of these two areas that we have just sitting here pending for price to come back and retest. Okay. So if we utilize our fibs from the top to the bottom here, we can see that our golden zone is in this area here. So anywhere in this area is kind of fair game. This is our M15 golden zone. And this is for price to actually come and tap back into, okay? Any one of these areas is fair game that we're looking for. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna probably set an alert right before this area here. USDCAD approaching POI. That's what I'll call it. And I'll make sure this goes to our Discord as well. Okay, so we want to see price possibly tap off of this level or this level before it actually continues to the downside. All right, or we can be patient, you know, and see exactly what the market is going to do. It could probably blast through all of this, tap into this area here. But like I said, we did get that break of structure on the 15-minute. So when it comes up to these areas, we want to wait for the 1 or the 5-minute to possibly get a break of structure to reaffirm that we're going back to the downside before we actually hop into it. The ideal area or scenario would be this area here because it's a little higher and it gives us a better risk to reward. So we'll be patient on this and see exactly what the market is going to give us. Okay, so that's what we have on USDCAD. All right, let's go over to AU. So if we're looking at AU, you guys, initially on AU, from a daily perspective, we were bullish and then we had a break of structure. Okay, so if we come over here in this area here, we can see we had a series. That's not what we want. We had a series of higher highs and higher lows. Higher high, higher low. Broke up here. We had a break of structure right here that actually broke this low. Okay, price came down again, and then it decided to retest into our golden zone up in here. Okay, and then it broke down, and currently right now price tapped into this daily demand in this area here. Okay, so we're bearish. You know, the current structure right now is lower low, lower high, lower low. That's our higher time frame bias from our daily. Okay, so now if we drop to our 4-hour, let's look at our 4-hour structure that we have. Okay, so first thing that we want to do is we want to find our highs and lows. Okay, so right now we can see, let's make this a little bigger so you guys can see. This is our high here. We'll start off with that. All right, and if we come to this area here, this looks like a low, but we can see that we really don't have any body closures lower than this area here. This line here, as we can see, we don't have any body closures. We got a lot of wicks that's coming to this area. So with that being said, we want to kind of adjust. So currently right now, this is our lower high in this area here. This is our confirmed lower high. All right, so lower high, lower low. This will be confirmed once we get a body closure below this area here. Okay, so we want to be mindful of that. Right now, this is still our low. So if we're marking that up, this is our high, and this is our low. All right. We don't necessarily have body closures yet. We just got a lot of wicks, liquidity, all of that kind of thing, kind of breaking through on this particular level. All right. So we're playing within this leg of structure. So now with that being said, we definitely want to be patient. We don't want to make any drastic moves. Since we're in a downtrend on the 4 hour, we definitely want to be patient. And the daily is bearish as well. Okay. Lower low, lower high, lower low. So one of the things that could happen is we can possibly come up, you know, to test within 50% of this leg here and then continue to the downside. So from that, let's go ahead and drop to our 15 minute to see exactly what we have going on, to see if we have some breadcrumbs that'll suggest that we want to turn around. All right. So one of the things that we can see over in this area here, we noticed that we had a break of structure. Okay. So we had price to come down, lower low, lower high, lower low. All right. And if we come over here and draw from this wick over to this area, we see we have body closures here, here, all up in this area here. Okay. So we can mark this as a break of structure on the 15 minute. 15 minute break of structure. And then what did price do? It came down, tapped into this level of demand here. And we can see this particular demand level was tapped into quite a bit, okay? So right now, right below this area, this is our confirmed low right now, okay? But for me, one of the things I would like to see to give me a bit more confirmation, actually, let's look at this for a second. Let's see. It came down, broke. This was our initial low. So then we got low here. We got a high here. We have a low here. And we have a high in this area here. Uh-oh. Let me move this over here. I got a lot of stuff going on. All right, so higher high, higher low, higher high. So right now, this is our confirmed low on the 15 minute, okay? Because we broke structure and it maintained structure on a 15 minute. Okay, so right now this is our strong low from the 15 minute. And this is our strong high here. Okay, and this is our weak. So we're looking for price to take this out. So we just pretty much want to just flow with the market, you know, because we can see that we have that structure. We have this 15 minute structure is literally just giving it to us. Right in this area here. Okay, and I'm gonna add my little dots on here so I'll know exactly, it'll stick out to me that our structure is there. Okay, bam, bam, bam. All right, so that lets me know what my 15 minute structure is. Okay. So now if we drop to the let's drop to the lower time frame. So right now, one of the things that we can see on AUD is we have really nice market structure on the 5 minute. Okay, we can see we got lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So again, almost identical to EU, we want to wait for price to break this area here. 5 minute BOS. AU 5 minute break of structure. And if we can get that, you know, that'll give us a nice indication that price is continuing with this 15 minute structure, because we are bullish currently right now on a 15 minute. Okay, so that's one of the things that we're looking for. all right, from on AU. And so, you know, market structure is there. It's giving us all of the signals and things like that. We just need to be patient and wait for another confirmation of this break of structure. We can get this break of structure, retest, we can possibly ride it up to take out this 15-minute area here, and we're golden. We're golden. So for example, let's look at it. Let's look at this from a risk to reward standpoint. So let's just say we did this here, we were targeting this high here. That's a 1 to 3. Even if we came a little bit lower here, let's say we did that just to be conservative, a little bit up under this area, this will still be within our 1 to 3 parameters. Okay, so we want to, you know, shoot for those small targets, but we want to look for 1 to 3s. But we're not gonna, this is nothing that we're gonna jump into. We gotta wait for confirmation first. We want to see price break this and possibly come down. I would like to see price come down a little bit lower and then possibly give us a breaker structure to give us an even better risk to reward. Okay, so that's what I see on AU. AU is looking pretty good, just like EU. So let's go to the next pair. Let's go to GU. Okay, so currently right now we can see that AU and EU are correlating with each other. Both of those are looking like they're going to move on a bullish momentum this week. AU overall, though, let's look at that. Overall, AU is bearish. However, we're looking for bullish momentum to actually retest within this leg of structure. Okay, so for example, if we threw our fibs on this from this high and this low here, we possibly want to see if price is going to come up to this area here. Okay, we want to see if price is going to come up and tap into this golden zone here. This is a daily. So if price can come up to this area here, then I mean, that's a lot of price action, you know, a lot of pips that we can possibly catch. And look, to actually even correlate off of this, we have this bearish, bullish, bearish that haven't even been mitigated on the daily. We have this daily supply right here. So that's ideal. That's another double confirmation that we want to see price come up here before it continues its descent on AU. All right, so let's go ahead and look at GU. All right, so one of the things with GU, we can see that we had a break of structure on GU. Okay, we had higher high, wait a second, higher high, higher low, higher high, break of structure, broke this low right here. Okay, so currently right now we're resting in a daily demand. Wait a minute, it's looking a little weird. I'm sorry, the demand is actually down here. It's resting within this daily demand right in this area here. Okay, we had a demand here, but price actually broke that, so there's not even, we're not even gonna worry or stress about that right now. Okay, so let's drop to the 4 hour, look at our 4 hour structure. Okay, so currently right now our 4 hour structure is, let's see, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, it's big. We got big structure right now. I'm not looking at this as a lower low because this is one huge candle and all of this price action here is still engulfed within this candle here. Okay, so that's not really structure, that's consolidation on a smaller time frame. Okay, so our 4 hour structure, like I said, is here. All right, here, here, and all the way down in this area here. We're not gonna classify that as a structure down there yet because we don't have any confirmations for that yet. But this is our current structure. So this is our 4 hour high in this area here. And that's a possible low down there, but we'll see. All right. So we're playing within this leg of structure here. If we drop to our 15-minute, let's check it out and see exactly what we have. All right. And one of the things that I can see right off the bat is we have a 15-minute break of structure. All right, let's look at it. We got lower low, lower high, lower low, break of structure. Took out this high here, okay? So all correlating with all the other USD pairs that we've been looking at, okay? 15-minute break of structure. And then what do we have? We have this demand zone right here with this imbalance that price is actually resting in right now. Price came down to this area here, tapped into this area, which is actually really good. This is our 15-minute strong structure down in this area right here. Okay, so that's our protected area down in that area there. If we drop to the 5-minute, let's look at structure. We can see on the 5-minute, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so we kind of want to wait for this area here. But let's drop to the 1-minute just to be curious and see exactly what we have. On the 1-minute time frame, okay, now that's all the same structure as well. So on the 1-minute time frame, we still don't necessarily have break of structure. I mean, because if we look at this area right here, it's kind of all within this candle. So it's kind of engulfed with that. So the 1-minute structure is actually correlating with the 5-minute structure. All right, so if we go back to the 5-minute, we want to wait for a break of structure here first. We got 5-minute break of structure here. So now we have EU, AU, GU, all kind of correlating with the same structure, okay? So we got GU, 5-minute, BOS. So each one of these pairs is kind of giving you breadcrumbs to say, hey, we all doing the same thing. I'm gonna let you pick and choose which one you want according to which one give you, you know, the best market structure at that time or best confirmation at that time. So we actually have really good structure on these 3 pairs. Like I said, this week, because of the structure that we're getting, we're gonna have some really, really good opportunities within the market. All right, so that's what we have for GU. Break of structure already, price came back, retested. So we wanna wait for that confirmation for that break of structure, retest, take that entry right up, possibly take out this high here. All right, now let's move over to gold. Let's look at the golden girl, see what the golden girl talking about. All right, so on gold, you guys, overall daily, I have gold as bearish, okay? And we can see from this structure here, gold, we got lower low, lower high, lower low, okay? It broke this area here. Now I see a lot of you guys, you probably looking and say, okay, I see you got a daily target here. Where did you get that from? So if we do our Fibonacci tool from this swing here, this high here, this low here. Okay, it's actually a little higher. Okay. Okay. So when we look at that, you know what? Initially, I think I did it here. From this area here to this area here. Oh yeah, that's what I did. That's why this one was low here. So basically with that, this is where the first fib will complete if you get down to this area here. But now what we can do, because that first one didn't necessarily complete and we got full leg structure in this area here, right now, I'll be looking at this as my target, 1855. 1855, what's that? 1855.26. So that's my daily, that's my overall daily target that I'm looking for. Okay. And we can see that price came down, it retested within the golden zone. Okay. We had a 4-hour, I need to change this to 4, not daily. we had price to tap into this supply in this area here, and then price decided to tank to the downside. Okay. If we're looking at our 4-hour structure, one of the things that we can see is down in this area here. Well, not even down in that area. We'll just look at structure here. We can see from a 4-hour perspective, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, and price is currently resting down in this area here. Now we can see, but let's go ahead and mark on our structure first before we move any further. This is our 4-hour high here, which is our week. And then we have a 4-hour low in this area right here. Okay. This is our 4-hour structure. One of the things though, we can see price has tapped into this 4-hour demand level here. Okay. Price tapped into this area, and this is actually where price closed at. Let's go back to the daily and look at those candles though. So one of the things I can see is that we had a bullish, bearish, bullish in this area. Price came up, tapped into it, came and then decided to tap into this area here. Price came back down, possibly is retesting this area, but we'll see. So right now we'll play off the 4-hour just to see exactly what price is going to do. Okay. Let's go ahead and mark up our areas. We got this area here on the 4-hour, this area here, and we have this area here. Okay, and of course we got this one at the bottom. We'll go ahead and mark that up too. Bam. All right, so this is our 4-hour structure: higher high, higher low, higher high. All right, let's drop to the 15-minute and see what we have. So on a 15-minute time frame, one of the things that I noticed when the week was closing is that we had this huge supply zone on the 15-minute here. Massive area right here. Okay. And price tapped into that area. Liquidity broke through a little bit here, but you can see it tapped into that area. It was coming down. It never broke that area. But yeah, so when we're looking at this is our 15-minute structure. So we're still bearish on 15-minute. This is strong. And this is our weak structure down here. And we're gonna mark up our structure on a 15-minute so we can actually see why is it bearish or whatever. Okay, so from a 15-minute perspective, let me move this over, we can see that we have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, we can see this structure here. All right, and then price came on down, and so from there, right now, this is our 15-minute structure that we're playing with. So right now, one of the things I like to see is price possibly break through here, maybe come a little higher on the 4-hour structure, or maybe come a little deeper down here and break through this low. Because like I said, from a daily perspective, we're bearish. You know, so price can come down here, break this 4-hour area, give us a retest, and continue to the downside. Since we're bearish on the 15-minute, I want to be careful of any sales. The reason why I said it is because we're bullish on the 4-hour. And on the 4-hour, if we take our fibs, we're resting in the golden zone of the 4-hour time frame. I know some of you probably saying, okay, what do you mean? I'm confused. If it's bearish on the 15, why you're not taking it? Okay, I'm gonna show you why. Because higher structure is king, okay? So if we're in our swing on our 4 hour up, you know, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, we can possibly come all the way up here and tap into this 4 hour up here that hasn't been mitigated, and then come down and continue our downward structure. Okay, so we want to be patient because, like I said, higher time frame is king. You know, even though we're bearish on this area here, you know, price can clearly break this 15, retest, and then continue to the upside. It can do that move there. So it'll behoove us to go ahead and be patient with this before we actually make any moves. So we either want to see a break of structure of this 15-minute area, or we want to see price actually break through this area. If it break through this 15-minute down here, then for me, I'll be patient until price suggests, or if price, I'll be patient to see if price will break this area, or to see if price would, you know, possibly come down here, bam, bam, and then give us a break of structure in an area here or something like that. So we just want to be patient with gold and see what it's going to do, okay? Because it's giving us the structure. We just need to wait for the confirmations. All right, so that's what I have on gold. So now moving over to our last pair, NZDCHF. Let's see what it's got. All right. So on NZDCHF, we can see that this pair was bearish on the daily for quite some time. It's hit all-time lows and all kinds of things. So we can see on the daily we were lower low, lower high, lower low, all the way down here. Now the reason why I didn't choose this area here is, as you guys can see, it's a lot of consolidation. You know, we got this candle here, which is covering all of this. This here, and then it's also covering all of this as well. So all of this is pretty much within this candle. So that's just consolidation, and I didn't want to utilize that as structure. So price came down to this area here. Now, how do we know the price is going to turn around? Because down in this area, price gave us a bullish, bearish, bullish. Huge bullish, bearish, bullish right here. Okay? Daily, bullish, bearish, bullish. Price came up, tapped into this area, broke this high here, came back down, never broke the low here, and then price decided to continue up to the upside. We can see that it planted a doji here, and we got two candles to actually come up a little higher than this. So one of the things we possibly want to see is for price to come up and tap into this area here. Ultimately, because we got this massive area, price has a lot of room to come up, but we want to take baby steps. We don't want to move all the way up there initially. First thing we want to do is possibly tap into this area here, or even this area here. We have these two huge supply zones that we need to worry about first here. All right, so now let's drop it down to the 4 hour. And I believe I have 4 hour structure already. Yep, I do. All right. So looking at this, we can see that we had a break of structure on a 4 hour a few weeks ago. Price came up, retested into this area, and then price decided to give us a higher high, higher low. Not confirmed yet, but we want to see if price is going to continue to the upside. Okay. If we drop it to the 15-minute, let's look at structure. Okay. Let's look at it. We can see on the 15-minute that we're bullish. Okay, we can see it has a series of higher highs and higher lows. Let's look at something right quick. Okay, yeah, so already has structure on here. So if we look at this, we have higher high, higher low. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high, and we can see that price currently right now is creeping up on the 15-minute golden zone, okay? So one of the things we want to wait for, we can see that it's breaking through this 15-minute demand here, but we're still within this leg of structure here. This is our low down in this area. All right, so we're well within our area for price to continue to the upside. You know, we're bullish. Right now, we're trading with the trend. We're in pro swing phase, okay? So now, we want to see if price will tap off something in this area. Now, it's a bit choppy over in this area. Nothing is clean and or concise, so we can't really see anything. So when it looks like that, we want to start going to higher time frames in between the 4-hour time frame and the 15-minute to see if we see something significant. Okay, if we go to the hour, we can see we got bullish, bearish, bullish, but it's still a bit choppy. Okay, so let's go to the 2-hour, see if we see anything significant. So on the 2-hour time frame, we can see that we have a bullish, bearish, bullish pattern that price is actually, you know, looking like it's tapping into. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll notate that as an H2 bullish, bearish, bullish, and this is a bullish, bearish, bullish, which is a continuation order block. That's a continuation pattern for those who don't know. Okay. All right, so we got price actually tapping into this area. So we want to see if price is going to give us some sort of price action to possibly go to the upside. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look at the 3-hour as well. So the 3-hour has this huge demand level here. So I like the 2-hour a little bit better, but let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour also have a demand level in this area as well. So price can possibly come down a little bit further, possibly tap into this before it continues to the upside. Because right now, like I said, I'm expecting buys because we're bullish on the 15-minute. All right, so if we drop back down to the 15-minute and we look at where that 2-hour order block is actually in this area here. Okay, price tapped into it. So now let's drop to the 5-minute and look at structure. So on the 5-minute, you guys, our structure, let's see. That's one candle, so no, we can't necessarily look at that. So right now, this is our high here. Hold on, let's look at it for a second. No, that's not. Actually, it's not. So here's our structure on the 5-minute. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay? If we look at this, hold on, wait a minute. Let's look at it. Okay, yeah. So that was correct. So this is our lower low here. This is our lower high. All right. So we want to wait for a break of structure in this area here. It's kind of far, but one of the things I want to see now, here's how we can get a better risk to reward. But first, we're going to mark this up as our 5-minute break of structure. Now, we can see price came down, tapped into this area, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 candles, and we got candles that broke this area. I would like to see price break this low here. I'll mark this up as our short-term low, okay? And I'll put an alert on that, because if price breaks this area, then this here will be our low. I mean, our break of structure point. This will turn into our 5-minute break of structure, which will give us a really, really good risk to reward at that particular moment. Because right now, price action is all the way up in this area here. And so we don't necessarily want to come all the way up there, because that's almost, when you look at that, that's almost the entire 15-minute structure, because the 15-minute high is up here. So this will give us a better risk to reward. So if we can see price break this low, then we can be looking at this area here, possibly drop to the 1-minute to give us a better risk to reward for a break of structure as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna mark this up as an alert just yet. I'm gonna mark this area up here and say this is, let's say NZDCHF breaks 5-minute low, lower low. We'll say that. Okay, that'll let us know that, okay, it's giving us a better risk to reward, and I like that a little bit better. All right, so that's what we're looking at for that. Okay, so I'll remove this because that's not confirmed yet, and that's what I want to see. So if price come down to this area, that'll give us an ultimate better risk to reward. But one of the things that we want to see, and we can actually notice as well, is down in this area we have an imbalance right here, right in this area here. And we also have another demand level down in this area as well. But I'll put my demand level all the way up here to correlate with this imbalance, okay? 15 minute, oh, this is a 5-minute demand. So these are the levels that we're looking at for price to actually tap into. Ideal would be here, because if it tapped into that area, that'll give us a better risk to reward. That's only 6 pips there. We can possibly do maybe an 8 pipper that'll come up under this area here. 8 pipper, that sounds funny. Ride it up to this area here. That's a 1 to 3 risk to reward right there. Okay, that's what we want to be. We want to be at least a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So that's about 8 pips. We're shooting for about 25 pips or so, or something like that. Like I said, that'll give us a really good risk to reward, but we want to wait for our confirmations. Okay, so that's pretty much what I have right now, you guys. If anybody have any pairs they want to see marked up, I don't see anyone added any additional pairs, but that's what I have for the week. For me, I'm gonna let you guys know that NZDCHF, EU, AU, possibly GU, all 4 of those pairs will be the primary ones that I'm going to be focused on. Gold, I'm going to wait for gold to kind of play out a little bit more before I really mess with gold. EU looks really nice. Probably EU will be my number 1. And the reason why I say that is because EU is actually bullish still on the daily. This one is, you know, like I said, this one is bullish on the daily. And so from a 4-hour perspective, we can see that, you know, it could possibly come down, break this area. But since it's bullish on the daily and it's resting in a daily demand, and I got that 15-minute break of structure here, oh man, this is what I'm really looking for. You know, because right now, you know, the risk to reward on this one is not that bad either. You know, price came down a little bit further, or even let's just say right here, you know, right here, go up to this area here. That's almost a 1 to 3. I still really wouldn't take that. I would want price to come a little bit lower. But like I said, we got that break of structure, so we just want to wait for our confirmations on a 1 minute to see what it'll give us. Okay, but like I said, EU, NZDCHF, those will probably be my main 2 that I'll be looking at this week. But also AU and GU looks really nice as well. Hey you guys, if it's nothing else, hey, I want to thank you guys for rocking with me today. It's always a pleasure this week. If y'all have any questions, please hit me up in the Discord. I would definitely be in the Discord this week, because like I said, this is going to be a really big news week, and I'll see you guys in the chat this week. I hope y'all have a great week. Let's get it.